How y'all doing? A little different day. I'm having to shoot with my selfie stick here. I ain't never done that. Brandy bought me a selfie stick. I ain't never wanted to use it because I realize I'm a whole lot better looking way far back. But I just want to do a little quick video about how much God has blessed me and my family. And you know, I'm just hanging out here with some of my girls. I don't know if y'all remember a video I did a month or so ago. I don't know. I'm old, so time runs away in my head. Maybe been longer than that. But I was out there with me and my chick Edna. And Edna's over here. Now if you look right here, you'll see these peppers growing here. They're really pretty purple, dark purple. I'm a bright color man myself, but they're called Buena Mulatas. They're really hot, especially when you do like I did the other day. And when I cooked one, I cut it up and put it in my omelet. Thought I washed my hands good, then I rubbed my eye, and you know, I realized pretty quick that I didn't wash my hands really good. But you know, they're this deep color purple, but then as you see, they'll start turning a red and an orange color. And when they start turning that way, the hotter they truly get. And there's our dog Sugar. She hanging out too, I reckon. And people will say, well, you know, you really work for that yourself. Nope, I truly believe God has given me the ability to do it, blessed me to do it, and I give him all the honor and glory. If you look here, you'll see a few other things I've done got out of the garden, butternut squash and all these different varieties of tomatoes. And the one little pumpkin looking thing there, that's autumn frost squash. And we'll have a couple of different of the okra there. Then I got these peppers I grew for the first time this year. They're called Santa Fe Grandes. They're just like the other. When they're that color, they're spicy, but they're not really hot. Then they turn to a darker red and orange, and the hotter they get. I had to go ahead and pick those because, well, I guess because I'm a gringo and I can't handle all that really hot. No, it's my bush broke and then went to the ground, so I went ahead and picked some of them. But they are gringo hot. You know, they're about as hot as a gringo really likes. They're not as hot as those Buena Mulatas, which are really hot. You know, I'll eat up to like a jalapeno. That's about as hot as I like to get. I like to be able to taste what I'm eating. You know, my he's grew gardens, you know, his life. And then my granddaddy really taught us when we were kids how to grow a garden and you know, grow for yourself and take care of your own self and your family by growing your own food. And you know, I do very vividly remember saying when I was a kid, and my granddaddy, he didn't do little gardens. He did acres of gardens. And most of it, like I do a lot of my stuff, he just gives it away to people. But I really remember saying when I was a kid, I was like, man, when I grow up and get away from this place, I ain't never gonna do a garden because I hate fooling with these gardens. But here I am blessed every year to get to do this. All through the winter, when the winter hits, I can't wait till February comes to get to start my seeds, and I'm already shopping for what I'm going to grow for the year because I like growing different things. We grow a lot of pumpkin and winter squash things too, because me and my daughter both love stuff like that, pumpkins and other things like that, and that's why I grow the North Georgia Candy Roasters. I figure it's fitting that I live here in North Georgia, might as well grow them. But you know, like I said, I come from a long line of people who grow gardens, and I am truly blessed to have that lifestyle growing up. Hated it when I was a kid. Sometimes I was embarrassed. You know, I grew up here on a farm, and you know, a lot of my friends lived in town, and they had cable TV. They could watch MTV, and they could watch all these sports games that I couldn't watch, and they would all talk about it at school. And here I was man, I grew up in North Georgia with an antenna. We had like 4 channels, or maybe 5. We had 2, 5, 11, 17, 36, and man, if you got that antenna just right, you can get channel 46. That's what I had a little brother for. You know, I'd make him get out there and turn the antenna. That's what little brothers are for. So, And, you know, thought that was just so terrible. And then, man, when I'm older, I look back and realize how blessed that I was growing up and how blessed I am still today at 51 years old. Truly feel blessed, I do. Will my daughter grow gardens? As a kid, she loved doing it, but I doubt it. She might, I don't know. My son, well, if he stays married to Priya, who you've seen with me in a video a while back, he ain't gonna have no choice but to grow gardens. She's gonna make him grow gardens because she loves to garden. After they moved from the Philippines, after she graduated high school, and they moved to the Philippines to the United States, her parents live in Las Vegas. And I asked her if she was gonna move to Las Vegas. This was before they got married. I said, do you think you might move to Las Vegas someday with your parents after you get out of the Army? She said, no, you can't grow no gardens and that stuff. So my son, he ain't gonna have no choice, but he better have been watching me all these years because he's gonna have to grow a garden. But you know, I hope someday he'll look back and think, man, I truly was blessed to get to grow up like I grew up. And my son, he's a songwriter. He's got 2 albums out on Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube. He goes by the name of Colt Knight. Yeah, I ain't real happy about that. I said, boy, what's wrong with Jones? He's like, well, there's a lot of Joneses, so I just chose the last name Knight. But he goes by the name Colt Knight, and you know, his first album he wrote when he was just a teenager, wrote all the songs and plays all the music and sings it. It's more of rock and roll, but his one he came out with last year, I believe it was, it's starting to turn a little more country, but you know, some of those songs deeper into the album, you could tell he was writing about just country life and what it was like growing up. And so I think as he's getting older, he's 26 now, been in the Army for quite a few years. And as I've said before, right now he's over in South Korea for 14 months, but I think he'll see that and he'll someday come to realize how blessed he was, just like I did. It took me a long time to realize that. You know, here's my friends talking about, you know, all the shows they got to watch every evening. And here I was telling them, I said, well, on Andy Griffith, it come on, you know, like 6:05 last night on Superstation 17 TBS. Don't get me wrong, I love Andy Griffith. But you know, it was kind of, as a kid, I hated that because I couldn't watch the things my friends got to watch, and they were sitting there talking about it at school and on the bus, and I had no idea. But I look back now, I was truly blessed to get to watch Andy Griffith. Truly blessed to get to grow up on a farm with my horses and cows, and I still hate goats. I don't want no goats. We don't have horses and cows anymore because I draw the line with brandy at pigs, chickens, you know, dogs, cats. But I look back now and see how God has truly blessed me and my family. If you ever get a chance to grow your own gardens, do it. It's truly a blessing, it really is. And I know I have a lot of people tell me, well, you spend all that time and money and things, you can go to the grocery store. Yeah, that's right. But I know what's on my stuff. I know I don't got a bunch of deadly chemicals on it. I know what's on my stuff. You know, I got a bunch of flowers I grow. I love growing flowers too. Hey, I'm multi-talented. I like to grow flowers too, so I really like flowers. I ain't ashamed to admit it. If you watch me preach on some Sundays, I like pink and purple shirts. But God truly has blessed me. He really has, and I'm so thankful for that. You know, I hope someday, maybe you're growing up and thinking, you know, maybe you're living the life like I did, out like this, away from your friends, and not be able to enjoy what they enjoy. But maybe someday you'll look back and say, God, I was truly blessed to get to grow up like that, to get to grow my own food. You know, we don't see these things when we're young, but boy, we look back and do. And I am truly blessed. And I hope you can look at your life someday, whatever God has in store for you in life, you can look back and say, I'm blessed. But